I know some of you think that I like every movie, and I don't. I just tend to focus on movies that I do enjoy with the regular show, as opposed to focusing on the negative, because believe me, if there's a movie out there that's generally disliked, you can count on the fact that there are hundreds of videos out there of people yelling into webcams about how much they suck. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I like to focus on stuff that I do enjoy. However, with the videos of current movies, there's going to be times where I run into movies that I just don't like. And this is one of them. Actually, this could very well be the worst movie I've seen this year. The Gallows is a movie that came out in July, and it's currently on video on demand. I think it's on DVD now too, but I just saw it on Amazon. And wow, what a pile of shit. The reason I watched it is it's October, and I've been watching a bunch of horror films. I figured I would give it a shot. I thought it looked okay from the trailer. And I'm always up for a good ghost story. Even though this was a found footage film, I thought I would give it a shot. This is one of those times when the found footage element is so abused and just so hackneyed in there. And it definitely detracts from what probably would have been an okay horror movie if it was just done straight. But because it was done found footage style, it becomes insufferable. Basically, the movie starts back in 1993. There was a high school play where there was a kid who was supposed to be hanged in the gallows, and something went wrong and he's accidentally killed. We cut to current times, and one of the students has decided to resurrect the play so they could finish it. And the found footage angle comes in because there's a kid on the football team who likes the lead girl in the play, and so he joins the drama club in order to be in the play to kind of hopefully win her over. His buddy ends up filming the entire thing. And there's another thing with more current found footage movies. How come everybody in the movie is unlikable? Like so many found footage films, the characters are hateable. Like completely hateable. 5 minutes in, I hated everyone in this movie. The kid who was the jock who was trying to win over the one girl, like he's supposed to be kind of the sympathetic one that you feel bad for. I didn't like him either. I didn't like any of them. But especially the lead kid. He was the worst. He just wouldn't shut up, and everything out of his mouth was annoying. I hated him. So the jerky kid convinces the jock to trash the set, which will cause them to have to cancel the play. They break into the school that night, the one kid, his girlfriend, and the jock, and they find the lead actress girl is in there for some reason. They, of course, get trapped in the school, and there is the ghost of a hangman chasing them around. Just every cliche imaginable. The biggest of which is the found footage thing where here are these kids running for their lives, terrified. There's a ghost with a noose who's chasing them. And yet, what do? They keep filming. They just keep on filming. They're climbing up a ladder and they are holding the camera while they're climbing the ladder. And then the thing is chasing them. So they turn around with the camera to make sure that they get a good look at the hangman that's chasing them. Wow. So bad. The movie was also jump scares galore. It was constantly quiet, and then they would move the camera, and then blah, loud noise. And then, of course, it ended on a jump scare of the hangman jumping out at the camera. Ugh. There wasn't a single thing that I liked in this movie. I was actually laughing at how badly it was ripping off other found footage movies. I mean, for crying out loud, they had 2 Blair Witch Project moments. There's the one that actually was the poster of the movie where the girl's sitting there crying. And then they had, like in the Blair Witch Project, where Heather went up and looked into the camera and was crying. They did that. And then immediately did a ripoff of Paranormal Activity where the girl gets dragged out of frame by an unseen force. The whole thing felt like a student film. It was just done so bad. You could tell that they were trying to set the hangman up to be this new horror icon with how much they showed him, but you don't care because he's not scary. It's just irritating. I just checked, and it seems the budget for this was $100,000, and I will give them credit where credit's due for that amount of money with today's film market. it at least looked like a movie that cost more than $100,000. But that doesn't make up for the fact that the characters were awful, the jump scares were forced, and they overused something that I'm seeing more and more in found footage movies today. When the movie's supposed to be filmed with a VHS tape, they do the analog skips. And when they're doing it with a digital camera, they put in digital noise for no reason. It's so irritating because it's like, okay, well, here the scene, it's going long. And I guess in their mind, they feel the need to have to put something in there. So, for example, there was one scene where the kid was walking towards the gallows, and it was a very long scene. Long in the terms of it was 30 seconds of him to walk towards it. And they couldn't have just left that in there to build tension. No, they had to like put in, where it kept going out of focus and, there was digital noise in there. It's like they have to remind you, oh, you're watching a found footage film. As if I forgot I was watching a found footage film all of a sudden. No one forgets that they're watching a found footage movie. So, The Gallows, as of currently, is my worst movie of the year. I'm sure there'll be something to come along to knock it out, but for now, this is the biggest pile of crap I've seen so far this year. The characters were hateable, the found footage element was annoying, the story was stupid, and honestly, I was bored, which is one of the worst things you can do to an audience. If a movie's bad and I can kind of laugh at it, that's fine. But when I just stop caring, then you've lost me. So there's a lot of horror movies out there that you should be watching. Make sure that you don't watch this one. Avoid it. It's garbage.